Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your ticker guy coming at you from wonderful Niceville, Florida. I want to play for you a little clip this evening out of a House committee hearing in Arizona. But first, let's set this up. This is on Senate Bill 1259, which was a very simple, couple of page long bill that would have required that before a bank or other institution came in to foreclose on your house, that it proved that it actually owned the note. That is, it would have to show the actual chain of assignments from the time that you originally signed the mortgage all the way through to whoever it is that's standing there claiming that they have the right to foreclose. Sounds like a pretty basic thing, right? You should know that the person who is suing you for foreclosure is the actual person that you owe the debt to. What's controversial about that? Well, the Senate thought there was nothing controversial and passed it 28-2. Then it got sent to the House and the following happened. I want you to listen very carefully to this and see if you can figure out exactly when it is that you got bent over the table and financially violated.
So, Mr. Smith, if you would please move the first bill.
Madam Chair, I move that Senate Bill 1259 receive a due pass recommendation.
And Mr. Smith, would you move the strike everything amendment?
Madam Chair,
I'm sorry?
I have a striker to 1259. Is that, we're going to read that one first.
You have a striker as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you like to move your amendment, Ms. Kuhn-Davis?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I move the amendment dated 3/9/2011 to Senate Bill 1259, and would like just a quick opportunity to explain it.
Surely. Please proceed.
Madam Chair, when the bill came from the Senate, this bill addressed the issue of foreclosures and proof of ownership. And I've spent some time with folks in the community who are struggling with getting accurate records during the process of foreclosure, and this bill was originally intended to address that. So we drafted an amendment that would perhaps make that language work, and then later saw the other striker, which resolves a problem for a small area in North Scottsdale. So I felt strongly enough to continue with the idea of needing for this legislature to do something about the foreclosure problem. So that's why the amendment is here before us today. And there are people here who are very concerned about this problem and have some pretty strong feelings about it.
Well, thank you, Ms. McHugh-Davis. I was not going to hear the bill as it came over from the Senate, and that's why I offered it for the strike everything for Ms. Reagan's other problem.
Did you catch it? Yeah, kind of tough to tell, isn't it? You know, it's kind of tricky. There's just this one little section. Let's go ahead and play that for you a couple more times. Just the one place where it happens and it gets stuck in there really good.
I was not going to hear the bill as it came over from the Senate. I was not going to hear the bill as it came over from the Senate. I was not going to hear the bill as it came over from the Senate.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I was not going to hear the bill. In the United States, we're supposed to be a representative republic. What you saw in that committee room was the act of a monarch. We are not supposed to have a monarchy in America anywhere. And yet that sort of unitary decision, especially on a bill that passed with broad bipartisan support in the state Senate, is absolutely unacceptable. I have some questions for Ms. McClain. Most important one being, who have you been talking to? Maybe a few Freedom of Information Act requests aimed in the general direction of the House of Representatives and their communication systems would be edifying. I wonder if I would find out if you've been talking to, for example, some banks or maybe mayors. I can't imagine why it is that you would come to the conclusion that a bill that had passed out of the Senate, which simply provides that anybody that comes to foreclose must prove they own the debt, would not be heard in your committee. But that's what happened. To those of you that live in Arizona, now you know where to point the finger. To those of you that live in the 3rd District, may I ask why you elect a clown face like that to serve as your representative when she's willing to screw you at every opportunity for the benefit of the banks? And if you don't live in the 3rd District, I think you need to be asking another question. Where was your representation? To those of you that are involved with the Tea Party and other so-called Republican-leaning groups, Is this representative government? Is this a Republican form of government? Or is this a monarchy? I'm your ticker guy. And this is the kind of thing, ladies and gentlemen, that we cannot tolerate in America.